welcome to Silverstone for the opening round of the 2016 HSCC Historic Formula 4 Championship. This weekend we'll be using the Grand Prix circuit for the second round of the season. A huge grid of 40 plus cars will take to the circuit shortly. On pole position, a damp qualifying session this morning. It was young Ben Tilley in his only second historic Formula 4 race. Mark Shaw alongside him. Ex-Formula 3000 driver will be starting on the front row, winner from Castle Combe last month. Third place, Rob Wainwright. He didn't participate at Combe, but he will start third alongside Ben Tusting, who's over from Formula 4 2000 this season. Fifth on the grid will be James Buckton, the runner-up in the 2015 season. Sixth place, former champion Ben Sims and his Jomo returning in that car this weekend. Simon Toyd in the Neil Fowler car will start in 7th alongside Will Nuttall, who was a Goodwood winner a couple of months ago. There is Danny Stansel, Mike Wrigley, Kevin Stansel. We've looked through some of the drivers getting ready here for the race. A 20-minute race it will be around the Silverstone Grand Prix circuit, using the classic Grand Prix circuit. So instead of using the rail chicane, a bit of fast left followed by club. The rain starting here at Silverstone. It's going to be very tricky out there for these drivers. They're interested to see how poleman Ben Tilley gets on. First time being out in the wet in a Formula 4's car. Some experienced drivers behind him. Let's take a look at that grid then. Yeah, Ben Tilley got pole position ahead of Mark Shaw, then Rob Wainwright and Ben Tusting, James Buckton, Ben Sims. Wainwright and Sims both very experienced in Formula 4s. They're facing the wet plenty of times. Toy Nuttall next up. Sam Binfield went well in qualifying. He was 9th ahead of Matt Wrigley. A huge grid of cars flowing through your screen. We've only a damp qualifying session for the track, getting wetter for the race. We expect there to be quite a bit of mix-up as the race goes on. Find out over the next 20 minutes how it goes. So we can ride on board with James Buckton for the start. Then it's a rolling start this weekend, the HSCC International Trophy weekend. A big grids the weekend to keep the action moving. We're using rolling starts with the Historic Sports Car Club. So we're on board with Buckton, we're on row 3. The pole car Ben Tilley on the inside of the circuit, with Mark Shaw alongside the two speed sport cars, nose to tail. Shaw and Tusting, away we go then when the lights go out, as they have done now. Lots of spray. Look at Rob Wainwright, he's already going for it down the inside of Mark Shaw. He slides and he backs out of it. It's Tilley and Shaw going out wide. Ben Sims is coming round the outside and James Buckton spins. James Buckton spins to the inside of the circuit. Hopefully he missed all yellow flags out, green flags though into Beckett. And who has got the best of it, because it's a long train of cars with the spray lingering already as the rain comes down. It is Ben Tusting that's come through. He was 4th place through Cop's Corner. In 2nd place is Ben Tilley. 3rd is Ben Sims. And it's Rob Wainwright in 4th ahead of Mark Shaw. So Mark Shaw from the front row of the grid has dropped down to 5th place. And there's the wrong one of both cars going side by side through Beckett here. One before 1600 cars. Looking great. And Mark Shaw, he's going round the outside of Rob Wainwright into Stowe Corner. And a spin. Ben Sims is going round and round and round into Stowe Corner. Wainwright stayed ahead of Shaw, who has lost Ben Sims. He's had a big spin. And the two leaders have tangled. Ben Tilley and Ben Tusting are off the circuit as well. So the top 3, who were Tusting, Tilley and Sims, have all gone off at Stowe. And it's Rob Wainwright that leads the way. We can ride on board with Sam Binfield, who's going superbly well. He's 5th, getting a bit of a slide on as we turn through the corner. And he's gone past Will Nuttall, so up to 4th place for Binfield. And now on board with Ben Sims, who's recovering. He's going past one of the Wrigleys, now Dan Pickett, followed by Ross Driver. He's just passed 3 cars in the space of, well, half a corner. Ben Tusting, he just passed his Simon Toyd on his recovery drive. Next up the road for him is Will Nuttall, who just got passed before by Sam Binfield. We head now into the loop, the new section of Silverstone. We've put in probably about half a decade now, and now down the inside of Nuttall is attempting Tusting. Can't do it though. Instead, Nuttall's going down the inside of Binfield, trying to regain that place. But Nuttall taking a very different line. The driver's really trying to work out where the grip is, and now Binfield repassing Will Nuttall. Is he? Not quite. Nuttall carrying the speed round the outside of the corner, so he's got back ahead of Binfield. And now what can Ben Tusting do? He looks down the inside. It's a long run down the Wellington straight in these cars. Yes, but late on the brake is Tusting. He's going through. Is he going to try and get past Will Nuttall as well? Get two cars in one, possibly. He hits the curb on the inside of the track, and he loses traction. The car loops around, and Tusting will be falling down the order once more. Back on board we can go with Sam Binfield as we go through Woodcote Corner. Easy, flat out, even in these conditions. Going down towards Copse Corner. And through goes Ben Sims. Sims was about halfway down the order after his spin. He's flying through the field. He's just got ahead of Sam Binfield. He had a huge slide on corner X, and that's going to allow Binfield back through. As we head down towards Beckett's, through the left-handed element, Ben Sims will have the line and will go back ahead. So Ben Sims gains the place back, and now he's looking to go past Will Nuttall. But meanwhile, for the lead, it's Wainwright, and it is Shaw as Ben Sims continuing to go side by side with Will Nuttall. Let's look at that battle for third. It's Nuttall just ahead. We've got Ben Tilley recovering too, ahead of Sam Binfield. Then Matt Wrigley leads the next train of cars. Then Robert Tusting, he's running out a bit wide. His son Ben's going past Dan Pickett after that spin at Brooklands on the opening lap. What a mad first lap that was, as very little grip is found around the circuit. There's James Button. Remember, he had that big spin at Cops on the opening lap. So he's got to pass the whole field. Will Nuttall sees the battle up ahead. And meanwhile, we see Ben Tilley coming down the inside of us. Looks like Sims is trying to go past maybe the two leaders who are both trying to find the grip on the outside. So Tilley's gone fourth. Nuttall sliding his car through the corner, and wide goes Shaw. So that looks like Sims is up to second at least. And now Nuttall right underneath the gearbox of Ben Tilley. He's going around the outside of Ben Tilley. He's trying to also pass Mark Shaw in one movie. Lots of grip found there by Will Nuttall around the outside, heading into Club Corner. Now heading out to Club Corner, a big twitch in the middle of the turn. He did get ahead of Mark Shaw though. Let's take a recap on board with Ben Sims. How many cars did he pass through Stowe? Well, he's certainly got the better of Mark Shaw, but Rob Wainwright continues to lead. Back to the action then, and it's Danny Stansel we can ride on board with. He runs out wide through Club Corner, as does the car ahead of us. We're back onto the circuit, going past the new wing. And we're going to go past Matt Wrigley here, I think it is, and it's Simon Toyne just up the road too, in towards Abbey. As nobody else goes off in front of us, as you can see, there is no grip around the Silverstone circuit. Everybody rejoining, but having a big moment before they do so. Now down towards the loop. Can Stansel find a way past Toyne here? But Toyne's running out wide. It was Binfield who was the driver, had the off at Abbey. He's dropped back. Here comes Stansel then. Down the inside, a big slide as he tries to get alongside Simon Toyne, but he can't do it. Toyne having the traction there on the outside line. Wouldn't be the line you'd use in dry, obviously, but it's the wet racing line that Toyne was using there. It's also such a wide circuit, it seems that you can be on very different lines to find the same type of lap time. And Stansel's got a good toe off Simon Toyne, so he's looking around the outside into Brooklyn Corners, into the complex we go. Then the car's now running side by side. Is Stansel going to go all the way around the outside, working at the wheel there through the corner? Let's take a look at some replays now. There was the moment where Mark Shaw lost out as Ben Tilley had a big twitch through Cops Corner on the opening lap, and Shaw having to back out of it and run off the road and lost all those places. Here's Ben Sims' spin. It was a big old spin as well. The car went round 3 or 4 times, and then we saw that incredible recovery drive for him. Now we're side by side in the Stowe on that open lap between Ben Tusting and Ben Tilley. They came together on the exit corner. Let's find out how. Big twitch there from Tilley, then Tusting slides. The two cars interlock wheels, and for a long time they both did rejoin. They almost come to a standstill beforehand. You can see on board of Tilley, you can see how much the drivers are having to work at the wheel just to keep the car on the track. As the two cars are side by side, both sliding in different directions, and they came together. Luckily, both cars are okay as they're back through. James Buckton, he was recovering from the back of the grid. They were 3 wide ahead of him. John Slack, Roger Arnold and Peter Hannum in there, and he passed them all through the club corner. And we can now ride on board with Ben Sims, who's trying to get the better of Rob Wainwright, heading through Brooklands. But we're back to the live action, and this is the battle for the lead. Ben Sims had that big spin just ahead of Rob Wainwright on lap 1, and now he has caught the leader, and he's trying to challenge through Luffield corner. We exit the turn now. Sims has a slide. Now he gets free for the spray. Down the inside through Woodcote. The Jomo has a bit of a twitch there as we head through Woodcote, and now a twitch as well for Rob Wainwright as they complete the lap. Sims has got a good toe. He's going around the outside. Who's later on the brakes here? It seems to just about be Sims. There's good traction generally around the outside of corners, and yes, Ben Sims takes the lead of the race after spinning just a couple of laps ago. A great recovery drive that footage we had to go in past 3 cars into club corner after spinning was quite remarkable, and how he leads the motor race. The rain continuing to come down here at Silverstone. I'm sure the story of this race is not over yet. Third place is Will Nuttall. He's got ahead of Mark Shaw, and then Ben Tilley is 5th. Sam Binfield in 6th as they head through the Beckett's complex. There's a gap back to Danny Stanzel, who got ahead of Simon Toy, but Ben Tusting now is in that battle, as is Ross Driver and Matt Wrigley. We move back to the battle of 13, but it's Dan Pickett ahead of Kevin Stanzel and Percy Kabiri. And then just behind them is the 42 car, and that's Corbett Flanagan Alexis. There's James Buckton, he's recovering. The big twitch through the corner, he's just ahead of Alex Meek. There, the 58 car, that's Ian Wright and the Weston Mitchell Merlin. I'm in his first race in the historic Formula Ford. Ben Tilley heading down the hangar straight in towards Stowe. What's happening here? Well, Mark Shaw's just gone around the outside of Will Nuttall. Nuttall down to 4th for the Jamin that slides through the corner. As does Ben Tilley, a huge slide through the exit corner, hits the curb on the outside, car straightens up eventually as we head down towards club corner. This is the track slightly different to the Grand Prix layout we're using the classic GP circuit. Mark Shaw gone off, so Will Nuttall goes back into 3rd place. Yes, he does. Then is Shaw going to attack, or is it going to be Ben Tilley? So much action in the mid-pack. It's Shaw looking down the inside, Tilley looking into the inside of him. Shaw backs out of that inside line, so that could allow Ben Tilley through. Yes, it does. He goes up to 4th place. So that's Ben Tusting on, he's heading through Stowe corner. Danny Stanzel just lost out. That would be Simon Toyne getting ahead of him, but good traction through the exit of the corner, and Stanzel's trying to go back through here. They are side by side. Ben Tusting, watching briefed all this, but yes, Stanzel go through. He's back up to 7th spot, and Ben Tusting has followed him through to his 8th now. Buckton being up to. Let's take a replay through Cops corner, a huge twitch. As we've said, I think every competitor have a huge twitch multiple times on every lap, and most corners I think. Heading down towards Beckett, he was passing, there's Ian Wright's car. He passes that Merlin into the corner. And who's next on his pass list? That would be the 19 car of Stephen King. This is the whole race for James Buckton really, if he recovered from that spin at Cops corner on lap 1. Ben Tusting, he's still trying to find a way past Danny Stanzel. We head for this new park of Silverstone. He's looking down the inside of Stanzel here. This should give Tusting 7th spot. But no, fantastic traction using that wet line. Danny Stanzel stays ahead. The Alden ahead of the Merlin, and look how much speed Danny Stanzel was carried from using that outside line. They went the quickest way initially through the corner, but then with being such a long acceleration zone, Stanzel has pulled out quite a few car lengths. Fantastic using the outside line this time into Brooklands. Stanzel using the centre of the circuit. Stays ahead, now Luffield round the outside. hard and quick into the corner goes Tusting. Stanton staying ahead for now. And taking the line on the exit of the corner, and that means Tusting just has to scrub a bit of speed off. So heading through Woodcote and down towards Cox Corner, Stanton will continue to run in that 7th position. Into Cops. The spray getting ever more sub. And Tusting's this time going inside line. Stanton's using the outside line and he's pulling away. He's moving a further gap out to Tusting. Danny's dad, Kevin, he's having a battle too. That's Dan Pickett that he's going to run alongside through Brooklands, and they're getting a little bit close through the corner, but no, there's room between them, and they both survive the corner, and then they turn through Luffield with Pickett continuing to be ahead. Merlin battle. And off the track at Beckett's, that's Simon Toy. Now, is that mistaken? No, maybe he's pulling off into retirement in the Lola. Now, Ben Tilley, he's trying to pass the Jamin, and he marks the Jamin of Will Nuttall, who won at Goodwood at the members meeting a couple of months ago. He raced on a Lister Jaguar this weekend, and he put that on pole position this morning. Very different to the Lister Jaguar. But Ben Tilley, 16-year-old Ben Tilley, in only his 2nd historic Formula Ford race, he's trying to find a way past Nuttall. He's got a good run out of Club Corner, and he goes through. Ben Tusting, he is still behind Danny Stansel. He still can't find a way past. Stansel, although, runs out wide at Club, and that's going to allow Tusting maybe to find a way through, but then again, maybe not. Stansel staying ahead, and a slide through the corner for Tusting has allowed Stansel to pull away a bit of a gap once more. Sam Binfield, he's trying to find a way past Mark Shaw for 5th place. The two cars running very close through the corner. Has Binfield got the better of the very experienced Mark Shaw? No, he hasn't. Shaw stays 5th. Binfield going extraordinarily well in the Titan, though. By far his best race for a little while in the championship. And then Ian Wright and Peter Hannum having a battle. Hannum in the night, trying to go around the outside of the Merlin, but not quite able to do so by the looks of things. Just behind them with Harvey Sykes. Kevin Stansel, we can ride on board with once more. Who's he trying to find a way past? Well, it's still Dan Pickett. He's got a good run on him into the corner. But no, Pickett staying ahead for now, but this is a good scrap. Many battles throughout the field in historic Formula Ford, as per usual. Brooklands. What can Ben Tusting do this time about Danny Stansel? He's been at least a whole lap. And it's a long lap, of course, around the Silverstone circuit. Trying to find a way past Stansel, and he now goes down the inside, but Stansel finding the traction on the exit in the corner, and a huge slide for Tusting, who's going to allow Stansel to pull out a gap once again. Through Beckett's, well, it's Ben Sims, who has pulled away now from Robert Wainwright in 2nd place. A big lead for Sims. 3rd place is Ben Tilley, and Mark Shaw is the 4th, ahead of Will Nuttall now. Is Nuttall going to fight back? Sam Binfield there as well, 4th, 5th and 6th, absolutely together as they turn through the corner. And behind them, it's Danny Stansel and Ben Tusting continuing their battle. It's been a great scrap between the pair of them. Tusting, remember, he was leading on the opening lap, had a coming together with Ben Tilley, and then spun later on in the lap at Brooklands. His recovery driver has come at a bit of a halt when he caught Danny Stansel. Going around the outside, much later on the brakes is Tusting. Gliding on the, yes, he's a little bit wide there into Stowe Corner, but it just about kept it on the track, and he's going through. He finally took 7th position. Will Nuttall, he's turning through Club Corner just ahead of that battle. Having a bit of a slide, and that's allowed Sam Binfield through. Binfield into the top 5, ahead of Will Nuttall. Can Nuttall get a run back? We head down towards Abbey Corner, we pass the wing. We're using the national pits this weekend with the Historic Sports Car Club. Big slide there for Nuttall through the fast left-hander. Meanwhile, Kevin Stansel started to come under pressure now from Perty Kaviri. Running out wide there, Mike Brinkley trying to find the traction there. James Buxton. Take a the replay of how Mark Shaw took fourth place away from Will Nuttall, heading into Beckett's. Through he went. Big slide though. James Buckton heading down towards Brooklands. Lots of spray now, a lot more than we had earlier on, and we're going past the car of Robert Tusting. As you see, the rain is falling harder and harder. The track is getting wetter therefore. Yellow flags at Beckett. Roger Arnold's Merlin's come a cropper in the gravel trap. There goes Sims. Second is Wainwright. Now he's starting to close back in on Sims possibly as they're past a very much slower car. Probably novice drivers. That was Adrian Richards. Not the nicest of conditions to have one of your first races in. There's the 21 car, that's Ross Dryborough. He's chasing Matt Wrigley. And what's happened to Danny Stanton? Because he went in that battle, was he? And he's had a huge spin there, heading into the loop. He got away with it, but he's lost a few positions. And now James Buckton is trying to make more places up into Stowe. He's one up at least on the inside, and a spin ahead of us. And that was close. The 13 car of Kevin Williams, I think that was, the Electus. Going past another car is Buckton. Baskel there, I think that was Flanagan car, and there's Alex Smith. Ross Driver, he's closed in on Matt Wrigley, headed down towards Abbey. We go down to the inside, the driver in the Merlin. Slide through the corner, he's through, he's got ahead of Wrigley. Come back round the outside. Rear view camera driver, great shots here. Into the loop. You can see the spray being kicked up. It's getting much wetter here at Silverstone. As we're now on to the final lap. Double yellow flags at Beckett's, and it is Ben Sims leading, but that gap does not look as big as it did. No, look, Rob Wainwright is right behind him. Rob Wainwright then in second place. Third is Tilley, and he's got Shaw and Binfield right behind him. Will Nuttall's dropped off ever so slightly in sixth spot. Down towards Stowe on board with Shaw. Tilley defending down the inside. Shaw going on the far outside line. Tilley comes back to the wet racing line. Right underneath him now. As we head down towards Club Corner, is Shaw going to be able to mount and tackle this final lap? The two cars almost going side by side, but Tilley just staying ahead of Shaw. What a spray about as well now. These are the two drivers, of course, starting from the front row of the grid. A big slide on the exit of Club for Shaw. Now they've got some slower cars to make their way past as we head final third of the lap. Ben Sims heading to victory, or is he? Because on an offensive line into Brooklands into the complex for the final time. A big slide for Sims, and Rob Wainwright is coming down the inside. The two cars are side by side heading into Luffield for the final time. Wainwright is later on the brakes. He's going round the outside. He's taken the race lead. The Alden, Jerry Wainwright motorsport driver, Rob Wainwright has taken the lead on the final lap, and he's now going to head through Woodcote, and there's nothing Ben Sims will be able to do about it now. A great last few laps, a big slide for Sims through Woodcote. The track gets much wetter, but it's a win in the second round of the championship for Rob Wainwright, and a very disappointed Ben Sims. He probably cannot believe that after such a great comeback of those just couple of laps. He was by far the fastest driver on the circuit in those tricky intermediate conditions. It got wetter, it seemed, that Wainwright was quicker, and Sims applauded him as well as being disappointed. So it's a 31 car of Rob Wainwright that won in these very wet conditions at Silverstone. First wet stroke on the Ford race for a little while. Let's take a look at the results of that second round then. 7-lapper, and it was a quarter of a second. The top two were separated by Ben Tilley, just about held off Mark Shaw. Those two were not much further behind the top two, but Tilley scoring his second podium in as many races. A great drive from Sam Binfield to finish fifth, ahead of Will Nuttall. Ben Tusting took 7th ahead of Ross Driver and Matt Wrigley. Danny Stansel finished 10th after that spin. Dan Pickett was 11th ahead of Ken Stansel, Perky Cleary. Mike Wrigley beat James Buckton to 14th with Neil Schiller. Cormac Flanagan, Rob Tusting and Rice and Peter Hannum completed in the top 20. 31 cars finished on the lead lap. The fastest lap of the race went to Sam Bidfield at 2:56.9. 36 cars made it to the end. Only 4 retirements, and Debbie Quickly